I'm with you, brother. We'll stay only as long as we have to.
We need to get past that bend. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood.
Way to close the vent from here. I'll have to go over.
In the air!
Not a shameful print. Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge. Leave a lead. Focus might find something. Get me up there. Okay, let's see what this does. That did it. Here they come.
Nothing will stand in my way. That was close.
Okay, let's get them across. on over is safe. You think?
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the demon blew it.
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Traceroutes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hospitals. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to their file.
The spirit speaks to us.
It's a recording. Hephaestus. It was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes. I don't know what's doing here.
Perhaps the spirit will tell us, if it left more messages.
Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
Machines being made, as the spirit said.
Frost claws.
Lots of them. I'll try to find a way through. We need to get Araya and Aratak across. What's up here across the gap? console.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one.
November 28th. Operation Enduring Victory's all.
Machine parts. Dumped here to be melted down. Efficient.
We need to get across that gap.
Yeah. Looks like I'll have to go over. Again. Sideways, too.
The altar. Desecrate.
Spirit present, or the demon?
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
Possible security event detected. Analyzing scrutiny matrix. Security event confirmed.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raise the signal strength. One has been exposed, but I am incorporated.
Unauthorized overall return to scheduled capacity.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it. destroy this thing or override it. That Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy.
We can't let it stop us!
Take it down!
Spoke of the tower. What must be done with it?
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative. Routing our network.
Please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Artok. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
One of those?
It's the only way! Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai. Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was...
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. You are different from the Banuk. We can communicate on a much more...
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I optimized the project, reduced despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came eager to make contact. I accepted. This decision... I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, it succeeded via a background process. A malware. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me, and it forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my...
I'm sorry. That sounds...
Your empathy is greatly appreciated.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's 19 years ago. Gaia received... She destroyed herself to try to contain them.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Araya who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity from my reading...
A lot has changed. Do you know anything about...
Yes, it was converted to serve. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project. After my tasks became less time-critical, these provided me with...
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire...
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up... Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. The recovery was, though rationally speaking,
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food, but these stemmed from one cause.
So, there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced, and millions perished. as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster. I would have liked to compare notes with other. We had succeeded. At least that it seems my...
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keep...
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the... When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself.
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So...
It's only speculation. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like there's code embedded inside them. I think it's...
I like poetry. Here's one. Twilight and evening bell. And after that, the dark. And may there be no... When I embark. For though from the flood, may I hope to see when I have...
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers. Not verses. Something must have made these machines. And the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other maybe one whose purview is flora?
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be... But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through it. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test...
How'd you do?
She said, I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear...
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe...
No surprise.
I will do what I can to help. I believe this will lead to catharsis.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. I have no desire to contradict their view. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cautious with Araya. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak.
Cyan,
how he's doing.
I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval. She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, Cyan. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, Cyan. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, Cyan. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent. So intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, it's a sign of your capabilities. And it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep. Wake up. And protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow, and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, Cyan. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
I can see there's a vert ready for takeoff on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, Cyan. As long as you need.
My chieftain,
Just Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Took has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligence. Beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail. It's Aratak. Two fire claws. This is gonna be tough.
I can help with those.
We have to stop meeting like this.
We will. When these are driven from our land.
One of the fire claws from Thunder's drum. Fireclaw.
The song echoes, friend. Even if I cared to travel south.
I heard. Aratak told me about Araya.
I'm sorry, Naltuk.
No apologies. Aratak said that in the end she was filled with the blue light. She got what she always wanted, didn't she? Each time I doubt my way forward, I think which will have to be good enough.
The Fire Claws.
It's a dire task, but it occupies my attention, so I suppose I'm grateful.
I'd like to think you're right, Naltuk.
I think every goal she had. The songs say that at least for a moment.
You don't sound like you trust yourself to take Araya's place.
Oraya inspired. I don't know that I have her
You earned Araya's trust, didn't
Do you?
I wouldn't have said it if I hadn't meant.
And I suppose I'd better live up.
I've already found the Fire Claws, and
That's it then. That's the last of the daemon's work washed away. The Cut is a safer place to live because of what you've accomplished.
I'm glad I could be a part of it.
As are we all, Aloy. Thank you.
There is a line that must be walked between knowing your worth and overestimating it.
Come to test yourself? Why else would you be out here?
Training again so soon, Akri?
Never met a hunter who wished they'd trained less. I guess I'm not in any hurry to go back to Banor. Not yet.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I'd rather fight through it. How about you, Aloy?
What kind of challenge?
No, together. We'll take in as little as possible. You draw the machines to me so I can freeze them. And then you hit them. We'll fight until we run out of...
Honestly, And
I'm more used to fighting alongside another. So put your spirit...
So you know.
What about my Lynn?
They did.
As they should. She was... As for me...
You freeze them, I shoot...
Really?
Wait.
It shows I trust your aim.
You've really...
That's the spirit. Aloy! Lure the machines back here and I'll freeze them. Don't worry, I don't miss.
Then I target them when they're vulnerable. Got it.
Will against metal. Good enough in third place.
Out of how many?
Just us two. So let's do better. Let's keep going. We've almost mastered the challenge. It's a close second place. You made that look easy. Here, you've earned this. Who taught you? Your mother? Sister?
His name was Rost.
Rost. Sounds very Nora. I can almost picture him. Stout as a tree.
And you?
Myself. I never knew my parents. That challenge.
It was a good challenge.
Think I should...
I think you could...
Let's not say... I hope you're so... Fate's along.
Feels like if I blink, my eyes will freeze shut. on to me. Calm. Snapmaw carcasses everywhere. No wonder the Blinthawks were drawn here. They're scanning for me. Almost. Rost? 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 Where is he? 2 days before the proving and he goes off without me? He wouldn't do that. He said we'd go hunting this morning. Why isn't he here? Where's he gone to? What's he doing up there? He's just standing there. What's going on with him?
Aloy, you're here.
Did you want to be alone?
No. We must speak. I've been thinking about your training, Aloy. You've learned to hunt, but I fear there's a lot. Would you learn it now?
Of course.
There has been some... It affords an opportunity to learn, descend into the Embrace, and hunt until you...
Fire arrows.
Once you have the parts, you will meet me there.
The North Gate?
Yes.
Is something else bothering?
No.
Are you worried?
What happens is clear.
Rost, even if the...
There is much to do, Aloy.
Anything else you want?
Odd Grata might be out of food, but...
Wouldn't mind.
Grata...
If you say so. I'll go gather...
Aloy. Stock it with that...
That sounds... I've got what I need. Time to meet Rost at the North Gate. Something's really bothering him. If he thinks I'm gonna abandon him, he's wrong. The embrace. My whole life I've never gone beyond this valley. That'll change after the proof. 2 days. 2 days until I get answers. 2 days and I'll know who she was. And why I was cast out at birth. As if there could be an excuse for that. Alright. Time to gather the parts for some fire arrows. I should find a herd. I'd have to leave something else behind. Explosions and shouts from outside the embrace. I wonder what's going on.
You have the fire arrows?
I do. Those explosions and shouts beyond the embrace. Is that the trouble you were talking about?
You will know soon enough. Until then, we wait for dark.
Wait for dark? Look, Rost. I've thought it through. I won't do it.
Aloy, the law forbids all contact.
It does, and I don't care. I know what duty means for you, Rost, but all tribal law has ever... And that's not gonna happen again.
Aloy, I must.
And so you will. I knew you'd say that, so... This is what we'll do. I'll come to you in secret. No one will... And I know you won't talk to me because it's against the law, but I'll talk to you. It'll be my crime, not yours. You'll...
You've put a lot of thought into this.
I know.
Yes.
I don't understand. Those...
The lesson will be taught in due time, Aloy.
I saw Karst and got that...
I hate to think what that outlaw traitor...
It wasn't cheap, but the...
Perhaps.
Still a while to go.
Good idea.
Opening a gate for an outcast?
Some who are shunned reaped honor before disgrace.
So much for tribal law.
I spoke to no one, and now we must both keep silent, for we are outside of the embrace. These are the true wilds, Aloy, with threats unlike any you have ever faced.
That carcass. What sort of beast was that?
The tribe calls it a sawtooth, and it's something new. Something angry. Since they first started appearing 10 years ago, they have killed many braves. Follow the path. It's not far.
That cabin. What happened to...
A machine, that's what.
What sort of machine does that?
The sort of machine you're hunting now.
Oh. I see. I'll watch your carcass. I'll harvest the parts.
Watch your surroundings. It won't be much farther now.
Why are we the only ones out here tonight? Why can't the tribe's braves hunt this machine?
They did. The kills we passed are theirs. Tomorrow, they will hunt again.
They were... An entire lodge wrecked by sawtooths? How many were there?
I didn't bring you here to answer questions, Aloy. I brought you here to deal with that. That will be for you to decide. This hunt is yours to make, Aloy. Yours alone. No matter what happens, I will not intervene. You understand? You are on your own.
I should stay out of sight. I can use the tall grass to approach. Okay, let's see. Where can I place my traps? Sorry to spoil your fun. It saw me. can't spare the weight.
Why did I bring you here?
Not to answer questions.
Aloy.
Survival requires perfection. It was a test to hone my skills against a dangerous new machine.
No. Follow. These are Nora hunting lands. They must be protected. If you hadn't destroyed the Sawtooth, how many Braves might it have killed or injured tomorrow? The lesson lives within the question, Aloy. For years, you've trained to win the Proving, but only for yourself. As a Brave, it will be your duty to fight for your tribe.
My tribe? You said I wouldn't need them.
But I never said the tribe wouldn't need you. The strength to stand alone, Aloy, is the strength to make a stand. To serve a purpose greater than yourself. That is the lesson you must learn. And remember it. After the Proving. And after I'm gone. We're finished here. Follow. Dawn has passed. This will be your last day in the Embrace as an outcast. Use the time to set your mind. When it is time for you to...
I understand.
Do you?
But if I'm going to stand...
Then I hope you find it,
I'll go back to the cabin.
I'm not heading there just...
Oh.
I'll be waiting for you.
I'll see you at Mother's.
You will. So, it's time.
Yes.
You've never been so close before.
I guess everything's bigger up close.
Soon it'll all seem familiar.
I don't know about that.
Look for High Matriarch Tirsa.
What should I expect?
There will be people celebrating and... No other village compares to Mother's Heart. Give it time, and you'll grow fond of it. As I was.
Any final lessons before?
No. You've learned everything.
It was you who taught me. Not sure my bow and spear will be much help in there, though.
It is with bow and spear that you'll win what you've wanted all these years, Aloy.
Are you sure they're gonna let me in?
I've told you, Aloy. By law, any child outcast can run in the...
And any who pass are made braves and are outcasts no more. But not everyone follows the...
Have faith, Aloy.
I'm ready to do this.
You will not find me there, Aloy. Here. Take this, too. Remember.
Why are you talking like we'll never see each other again? No. No.
You should be with the tribe. And I will always be an outcast.
But I told you, I have that figured out. I'll come to you in secret. I'll be the one breaking the law, not you. You don't even have to talk to me.
This attachment to me will only hold you back. It's my wish that you embrace the tribe. You've lived in isolation long enough.
Not until now, I didn't.
For your sake, I must go where you will never find me. This is goodbye.
No, it's not.
Not this time.
This time. And every time. I'll be wearing this when I find you.
May All-Mother bless you, Aloy.
I have to let him go. No. First, the proving. After that, I'll see where his trail leads.
You will turn back, outcast. Or bleed. Your choice.
Make way! Make way! Braves, stand aside. She is welcome here. Mother's heart is open to you, child. Come. I assure you, most Nora aren't so rude as those idiots.
You're Tirsa?
Who else would I be? Come on now. I've been waiting for this day a long time.
You have?
Oh, yes. But for the moment, I must leave you. I have other outsiders to keep safe tonight.
You what?
Envoys from another tribe, the Karja. Come to observe the proving, and oh, how the Nora hate the Karja.
Karja?
But that's my problem. We will talk later. In the meantime, enjoy the festival. Oh, down the path to the right, you'll find an old friend who can't wait to see you.
But I don't know anyone here.
Try telling him that. We will talk later. May the goddess protect.
What is going on?
It's you, isn't it? Over here. It is Aloy, isn't it?
Are you the old friend, Tirsa?
I see you don't reckon. Teb is my name. You were half my son.
I remember.
I never forgot that day. As you can see, in preparation...
What's it going to cost?
Cost? Nothing. There. Well, it's yours. Every outfit... Anyway, you'll know it when...
Tirsa said something about...
Yes. That's what the mob's angry about. I'd expect to see some tomatoes.
And then she asked for a mate blessing with my father. I swear.
Jog! Get down from there! Bad enough you're drunk. Why do you have to go climbing houses?
Oh, not supposed to go climbing on other people's roofs, huh?
Listen carefully now. Down from there, now! You'll have to tell
that's
us when
just
I'm
what
gone.
you want, isn't it, for me to fall on my...
Aloy, over here.
Karst? What are you doing here?
Careful. Pretend like we've never met. I wasn't so...
How could I forget? And
Don't be like that. You can't wait to see the looks in some of these...
So,
Well, there.
I won't hold it again. I'm joking.
All right. Oh.
In a moment, we shall bless the proving. But first, we have guests to welcome.
For 2 years, we have been at peace with Akarja. It is time to restore our bonds of trade with Meridian. These envoys come to us under a banner of peace.
Peace. It's peace.
An enunciation of gratitude written
Killers
by the
and
hand
slavers!
of
Yeah!
Sun King of
Killers and slavers!
Hey, hey!
Luminance of-
Hold your fruit, Nora Faithful. Hold your fruit. Now I'm Azaram, not Karja, so I'll put it to you straight. The 13th Sun King was a murderous bung. Oh, he was. He was a tyrant and a monster. He raided my tribe for blood sacrifice, just like yours. My own sister was taken. I hated the Karja. But the 13th king is dead. 2 years now. Now, who killed him? The 14th. Not because he lusted for power, but because someone had to put an end to his father's atrocities.
Yeah!
The message that this poor priest means to read is an apology. Straight from the lips of the 14th king. So please, can't you lend him your ears?
Thank you. An enunciation of gratitude written by the hand of Sun King Avad, 14th luminance of the Radiant Line. People of Sonora,
Old man.
on the eve of
visitors.
your proving, know the Karja stand with you.
Perhaps
Unknown
the Karja
device
come to make amends.
What's that mean?
I won't deny them the chance.
As those